Iran has once again shocked the world with a potential strategic move. Some analysts believe that if this move happens, it could significantly impact the United States economy and possibly reshape the global order. What's the story? Let's understand. Iran has announced that it's seriously considering opening the Strait of Hormuz to all ships. But with a possible condition. The oil on those ships may be traded not in the US dollar, but in Chinese yuan. This story is began in 1974 when the United States ended the Bretton Woods system and shifted away from the gold standard toward what's often called the petrodollar system. This means that whenever country need oil, they typically use US dollar to purchase it from oil producing nations. In other words, this system has historically supported the global demand for the US dollar. This gives the United States significant financial influence. It can impose sanctions, restrict access to financial systems, and apply economic pressure on other countries. Currently, the world consumes about 105 million barrels of oil per day, with annual transactions reaching nearly $3 trillion, about half linked to the Middle East. This means many countries still rarely own US dollar to secure energy supplies. Therefore, countries require large amount of dollar annually to trade oil. In return, the US issues treasury bonds and pay interest. However, if global demand for the US dollar were decrease over time, and if more countries began trading to alternative currencies like in the Chinese yuan, they might reduce their reliance on holding US dollar in reserves. This could potentially lower demand for the US dollar and affect interest rate on the US debt. Currently, the United States has around 38.5 trillion in debt, with roughly $1 trillion in annual interest payments. Economic pressure. For the first time, interest payments are comparable to major government spending areas like healthcare and defense. Some experts argue this could create long-term physical challenges if global demand shift. If fewer countries rely on the dollar, it could gradually impact the global influence for the United States. Some geopolitical analysts suggest that countries like China and Russia may support effort to diversify global trade currencies. However, these developments are still uncertain in part of ongoing global discussions. While this is a hypothetical scenario, it highlights how global power dynamics could envelop in the future. And today, world, power isn't just about oil; it's about who control the currents behind it.